Tristan Harris, a former Google designer who has since quit Google and started a nonprofit called Time Well Spent, has gone on a mission demanding technology that serves people, not advertisers. He was interviewed by Anderson Cooper on 60 Minutes, and early in the interview, he holds up his smartphone and says, "This thing is a slot machine. Every time I check my phone, I'm playing the slot machine. What am I going to get?" Whether you know it or not, what you're going to get is your next dopamine fix. In Harris's words, technology companies are trying to hijack your mind. They want to hook you just like the tobacco industry of years past. In this short video blog, I want to share with you just how these technology companies are trying to hijack your mind. And I want to share how we all can get better at fighting back. First, the way they're trying to hook you is by relying on two little-known human behavior addictions identified by Adam Alter, a business professor with a PhD from Princeton University in social psychology. Those behavior addictions are the drive for intermittent positive reinforcement and the drive for social approval. If you want a good example, just think about the like button on your social media site. And these tech companies aren't even trying to deny that they're doing this. Sean Parker, the first president of Facebook, came out publicly and said it was their intent to consume as much of your time and conscious attention as possible. So now that we know what the tech companies are trying to do, the next question is, are they succeeding? And if so, what can we all do to get better at fighting back? As you think about those questions, consider the following fact. Dan Kahneman, who won the Nobel Prize for his work on decision-making and judgment, tells us in his book, Thinking Fast and Slow, that our minds work like two distinct systems, a fast-thinking emotional system and a slow-thinking logical system. He also tells us that the emotional fast-thinking system is in charge inside most of us and makes most of our decisions. Now think again what those technology companies are trying to do. They're counting on me to give in to my emotional, fast-thinking side, my craving, my addiction, my what am I going to get side. Now let's talk about what we all can do to get better at fighting back. If you've been following my previous video blogs on how to get better at anything, you probably already have a pretty good idea where to start. And that is by first putting a signal in your head to remind yourself to first, before you even pick up your smartphone or log on using whatever device you access the internet, to first step back, slow down, take a deep breath, and ask yourself, what is it that I want from this app? Why am I even logging on right now? And even more importantly, what is it that I don't want big data and those big tech companies to know about me? And if you're a software developer, also ask yourself, what am I doing to make sure that the product I'm building is not misused to hurt defenseless people? And that includes infringement on rights of privacy. What you're now doing is you're accessing the slow-thinking, logical part of your brain. You're making a conscious decision to not let your desire for intermittent positive reinforcement and social approval to distract you from your goal. And by the way, there's nothing wrong with positive reinforcement or social approval as long as you don't let it get in the way of following your clear, well-defined ethical principles. Once you've done what you logged on to do, get out of cyberspace as fast as you can. But before you go, before you move on to your next task, I want you to slow down once again and take the time to reflect and ask yourself, as Kristen Harris would ask, was that time just spent, or was it time well spent? My approach to getting better at anything is based on the Essence thinking framework. And if you're a software developer or a user of software, you should be aware that the Essence framework reminds teams that principles need to be established, and that includes ethical principles. And those ethical principles need to be supported by the team that develops that software, as well as any of the people who use the software. So what that means is that if you're a user of an app and you're in doubt, don't be afraid to question what were the ethical principles used by the team that developed this software.